Good morning, everyone. It is 8:30 on New Year's Eve, December 31st, and it's time for the morning briefing. Snapshot of the region this morning. You'll see some updated numbers for the unaccompanied children. I didn't change the date, but I'll fix that. You'll see our declarations there, the new one for Oklahoma. Looking at our damage assessments this morning, they are still ongoing in Texas, and we have no fire management grant request to talk about this morning. Now, as we switch over to the geo platform this morning, things are relatively quiet, except for the flooding out in the east part of the region. Mark's going to tell us all about that in just a moment. Before we go there, no changes at the national level. Both are at steady state. No changes here at the region. We are in enhanced watch overnight and level 3 during the day here in the RRCC. A quick review of our state EOC statuses. Arkansas level 3, New Mexico level 3, Louisiana is at crisis action team, Oklahoma is at level 3, and Texas has returned to steady state level 4. No changes to the status of our IMAC. Looking at shelters this morning, Arkansas has 3 shelters for 8 occupants. Oklahoma, 9 shelters for 25 occupants. And Texas, 5 shelters for 92, and most of those are in the Garland and Rowlett areas. Power outages as of 7:30 this morning. Arkansas 58, New Mexico 7, Louisiana 225, Oklahoma 16,745, and Texas is down to 1,894. All those have been trending down. Oklahoma is the slowest one in trending down because of all the transmission structure damage that they suffered. Now we'll turn it over to Mark to tell us about.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Fortunately, no precipitation this morning across Fema 6, and that's something we haven't seen for quite a while. And we're really not looking for too much in the way of precipitation to affect where we have seen the river flooding that is ongoing over eastern Oklahoma, much of east northeast Texas, and into Arkansas, and of course along the Mississippi River. We're still looking at potential for crest getting very close to the 2,000 levels here by mid-January across the Mississippi, but doesn't look like we're going to be seeing too much rainfall add to that, so that is certainly some good news. And as we take a look at the 5-day threat matrix, there will be some very light snow today and this evening, basically from the Lubbock area into central New Mexico. Some of the higher elevations of central New Mexico could get 2 to 3 inches of snow, but otherwise less than 1 inch is expected. And then way down south in southwest Texas, we could see some very light sleet. Really not looking for too much in the way of accumulation, and that's really going to be kind of the areas we're looking for, watching out for here the next couple of days. Even by tomorrow night, and then again on Saturday morning, there could be some very light sleet to the west of I-35 across portions of Texas. We're really not looking for too much in the way of accumulation there, but just kind of something to watch out for. And then by the latter part of the weekend, some snow returning to the western portions of New Mexico. But again, any precip that we're going to see will be on the light side. And there's all the rivers that are in moderate to major flood, and it's going to be very slow to recede just because we do see so much ongoing river flooding occurring at this time. But if you look at the precip totals, especially the 5-day precipitation, you notice everything is pretty much along the Gulf Coast and to the south of where we saw the heavy rain. So at least we're not going to be seeing any additional rainfall adding to the river flooding issues. And there's some more of the flooding that we're seeing along the Mississippi River. Quite a bit of impacts along across across the St. Louis area this morning with some interstates being closed due to the river flooding. And like I mentioned, it does look like we're going to be getting pretty close up to the 2011 levels by the time mid-January rolls around. And looking at the drought and space weather, not going to have to be talking about too much on the drought side for a while. And on space weather, we did have a G3 storm yesterday. We are expecting a G1 storm for today, a minor storm, as well as tomorrow, but really not looking for too much of the wave impacts across FEMA 6. So that's the end of my report, and I'll be happy to take any questions.
The weather. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. If you have any questions for the Weather Service, you know what to do. In the meantime, there are things going on around the region next year and next week. And on this day in weather history, some storms on 53 tornadoes, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And a final note for this year, wishing everybody a happy and safe New Year's from our watch team and the National Weather Service. Any questions this morning? All right, seeing no one typing in the chat window, hearing nothing on the phone. Everyone have a great New Year's. We'll see you on Monday.